Hello and welcome to another sound advice guitar video from Jimbo. This afternoon we are going to be looking at blues. And blues is massive with guitar, so we're going to be doing something called a blues shuffle. It's a really cool thing to do, and if you've got your guitar with you, how to go through this with me, and it's just one of the things that people go, oh, I really want to be able to play that. What I'll do first, I'll play it. Let's go through it. So have a listen to this. A blues shuffle. Head's going again. I want to change chord. But if you watch my left hand, it doesn't look like I'm doing anything. Change chord again. And back to where we started. There you go. Blues shuffle. It's in the key. This determines what chords you play. It's in the key of A. And a blues shuffle in the key of A on guitar is the easiest shuffle you can do. When you start using other chords, some really hard stretches, but this keeps it nice and simple. So, how do we do it? Well, we'll start with our index finger. And our index finger is going to go on string 4, a fret 2, and there you go. And it's a bit like when we did rock. You've got to tidy this right hand up, we've got to keep it tight in there. So we're going to sort of rest it again around the bridge, and we are going to touch the strings very, very lightly, so you get that chugger sound that we've talked about. And now I've taken my hand off. A bit overpowering. So we're going to just drop that side of the hand just on the strings really lightly, and you can decide how lightly and how heavy you do this, how you think you say, oh, that sounds perfect, yeah, that's great, just how I want it. And then simple as that. You don't need me to tell you. Okay, so what we do is then that's the first part of the shuffle. And if you listen to that rhythm, instead of going sort of coffee, 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 we go coffee, 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 ta, 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 ta. That's your shuffle rhythm. Long, short, long, short, long, short, or ta, 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 ta. And we'll do a long and a short on our index. Now our index, that's very up north. Our index, our index finger stays on string 4 fret 2 all the time. It doesn't come off, and then your third finger is going to stretch to the same string. But sound comes from here and here. So when that goes down, that's not going to alter anything. It's not going to make any difference. And you're going back to it, so leave it down. So it's 2 with your index finger, 2 with your third finger. If you can't reach, by the way, use your little finger if you can't reach. So index, third, index, third. You notice I'm not taking my fingers very far off the strings. They've only got to go back down again. There you go. And it's instant blues. So that's your A chord. Now the great thing about this is you're going to be using the same frets. So your next chord that's the chord A. Now I know if you've done chords before, you might say, oh, hang on a minute, that's A, where you put all the 3 fingers down. Yeah, we're only using bits of the chord though. We're only using 2 strings at a time. So that's your A. The next chord in the progression is going to be G. So D chord, great thing, love guitar. It's because it's so easy to do things like this. Just drop down 1 string towards your toes and play strings 3 and 4, and make sure your third finger goes on the same string as your index again. That's the key. Index finger, then this third finger goes in front of it. And remember, don't do this and take your index off. There's no point because you're going back to it. Leave it down. So you get this. So strings 3 and 4, light music again on your right hand. Then we go back. So back to where we started. Last chord in the progression. Oh, sorry, it's not the last chord in the progression. It's the third chord in the progression. It's only got 3 chords in it. We're going to go over to strings 5 and 6. And this frees the top of the fret, the strings up a little bit, and because this finger's kind of around the top end of the fretboard, so you've got nothing above string 6. So you can kind of relax a little bit more. And your third finger's going down on string 5, fret 4. There you go. So they're the 3 chords, and it automatically kind of just gets your foot tapping straight away. Move string, that's your D chord we talked about. Strings 3 and 4, back to A, strings 4 and 5, strings 5 and 6, and back to A. There you go. There you cut. So you can stop these videos, you can rewind them, you can listen to them as many times as you want. So you don't have to soak everything up I'm saying. I've tried to fit in as much as I possibly can to make it so that then you can stop the video and watch it again, rewind it and go, so suddenly 2 hours later you're going, I got the blues, man. And you're a bona fide blues player. So how do we change the chord? Really good way of changing chord. This will make life a lot easier. So when we go sort of finger off. So where we started, strings 4 and 5, index string 4, fret 2. Now watch this. The last note I'm going to play before my chord change is string 4, fret 4. So my third finger goes down. That means that this finger isn't needed because this one's being played in front of it. So it can do this. It's going to change. It's going to move over to string 3. And when that's there, that one's been played, it's been done, so that one's ready to go down. And then we change back, and again, that one goes down for the last time, and that one can move because it's not got a job to do. So watch my hand really carefully. I'll play it slowly for you. Now we're going to change. Watch what happens. That index finger jumped over. That's going to jump back. That's how you get a good change on a blues shuffle. And it's better than doing this and then trying to jump everything over at once, because you won't do it. Well, it's not fair to say you won't do it. You'll struggle. You'll end up sort of easily get left behind and stumble over your fingers. Okay, so there we go. Let's now start, advancing through what we can do now with this blues thing that we've just picked up on. So first of all, what I'm going to do is start adding my little finger. This is a stretch. If you're one of the younger pupils, you'll find this tricky. If you're one of the older pupils, it might be a real challenge to you. So if you struggle with this, stay with the easier stuff and just build up to the hard bit, which is what we're doing now. So I'm going to go 1, 2, that stays down as well. And then our little finger goes on to string 4, fret 5, and back to finger 3. So you get this. Now you're rocking. That's really cool. It's really good riff. Then everything, you've gone back, you're finishing on that. We just talked about it, finishing on that. So this one can go, so I'll move over. I'm ready for you, ready when you are. And it's sat there ready to go. And we do exactly the same, but we put our fingers down on string 3. So we're playing strings 3 and 4. Back we go. That's hard. That's tough. String 6 and 5. That's a real challenge. That's a real challenge. So anyway, you know, challenges are there. That's, you know, you could do that for the rest of your life and go, oh, the other bit's miles too hard for me. You're not challenging yourself. Push yourself. And if you hear this and you're tripping over yourself, who cares? Stick with it. Stick. If I had £1 for every time I had messed that up, I'd be a millionaire. I'd be rich. So don't worry about it. You think of it as one step closer to getting it spot on. That's the key. Okay, so we've looked at expanding up the fretboard, just right up to fret 5. That's a big stretch. But now I'm going to try something else. This isn't, I don't think this is as hard as the other one. That's a really nice little, it kind of does, it's got more of a, what we call swamp blues feel to it. Very southern. When I say southern, I don't mean Torquay or Brighton. I mean Southern America, where it kind of originated. So what's happening is I'm doing the note. So basically, it's where we were before. Strings 4 and 5, and I'm going index. Then third finger's going down. String 4, fret 4. Then it's going off. Back to finger 1. Then instead of this finger going back down, your middle finger is going to jump over to string 5, fret 3. It's kind of sat there ready. And it's going to do something called a blues bend. It's kind of a halfy bendy thing. We're going to keep finger 1 down, pick string 5, kind of push it downwards a little bit towards the floor. And that's called it's kind of a mini string bend. Yeah, a bit like a mooing cow. So you get this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. We play it twice. You just play it on your own, or you can play strings 4 and 5 together when you do it. So cheer. Real challenge again, big challenge. Then what do? We move over to strings 3 and 4 and do the same again. And that little bend there, that little bluesy bend thing, is on string 4. Go back. Then strings 5 and 6. We'll do the little blues bend on string 6. Then we'll go back. Okay. Now there's a lot to take on there. I was thinking, what shall I do? Shall we try the blues thing? You know, if this is all being fed into just primary schools, there's, you know, I've known some year 5s and 6s that can do this, and they've just gone boom and blown me socks off by being able to do these stretches. Obviously, if you're a year 1 or a year 2, yeah, that's going to be tough. That's tough, but it's certainly something that you can build up to. If you're more grown up, you know, teenager stroke adult, yeah, perfect for you to look at this as a real challenge. Okay, we're going to look then very quickly about another way of playing the chords. We're going to do this. We're going to do something called a string skip. So when I'm going to keep it on the simple one because there's a bit more involved in the chords for this. That's 4 bars of A, so now we're going to go to D. 1, 2, over to D. 2 bars of D, back to A. 2 bars of A again. Then it's 1 bar of E. The string skip comes in. E. Now watch this. What I did there, I went from E, 1 bar of E, and then jumped over the strings, did a string skip. This is advanced stuff. And went to the D on strings 3 and 4. So I got this. Then back to A. Now we're going to put in a turnaround chord. A turnaround chord sends you back to the beginning. We were doing rock last week, and we talked about doing putting the E fifth in as a turnaround chord to go back to the beginning. We're going to do that again. So we go E, jump to D, then A, 1 bar, turn around E, play it all again. There's 12 bars of music, each got 4 beats in it. After your 12th bar, well, on your 12th bar, you should be on the E, which is there is your turnaround, sends you back to the beginning, and you can play it as many or as little times as you want. This is the beauty of playing blues. It's just an open book. You start and finish exactly where you want. It don't matter, because blues is all about expressing yourself and just doing your own thing. So I'll talk through the chords one more time, and then I will bid you good day. Here we go. This is your A. 4 bars of A. 1, 2, 3, now to D. That's everything down a string towards your toes. 2 bars, back to A. 1 bar of E. String skip. A. It's tough, that is. Sorry, D that was. Now an E. A. There it is. There you go. I kind of got messed up myself there with the names of the chords, but it's not rocket science really. It's pretty. Once you got your head around it, it's spot on. So there you go. And if you want to start with well, I woke up this morning, you got a blues song on your hands. Jobs are good. And all right then, have fun with that. I'll put my guitar down and get bluesing away, folks. Bye.